What up, everybody? Welcome back to Music Blueprint. Today, we are going to teach you how to get more fans using Reels. This is a really important tactic for you to build your following. If you're interested in social media, this is the video for you. And if it is for you, you should just click that subscribe, like, and possibly comment. Even though you don't even know what we're about to give you. But just click it anyways, because we're about to give you some awesome insight about Reels and Instagram. So let's get into it. First thing, this is a point, and we preach this all the time. This goes across every social media platform. Be consistent. I know not everybody can post every day or twice a day, or maybe you're already looking at me sideways by the fact that I said that. But we know that everybody can't do that. We know that everybody's in a different lifestyle, walk of life. Some people have children, some people are working other jobs. We understand. But whatever you choose and whatever you're able to do, you need to be consistent about it. And I would suggest bare minimum once a week. I mean, bare minimum. That's like, we're scraping out the bottom of the barrel here. Preferably at least once a day. I almost said once a week. Preferably at least once a day. Right now on my personal page, I post twice a day on Reels. I post one and then I give another 5 hours and then I post another one. And the reason and the point of that is because the more videos that you have on the app, there's more potential for people to see them and for them to go viral or to at least do something. And so, again, if you're putting out more content into the ether of the internet, or in this case, Instagram, there's a higher chance of those videos popping off and giving you a lot of followers, okay? But that only happens if you're consistent, because the algorithm favors consistency, and that's on every app. They want you to do everything. And sometimes it's hella stressful, because like sometimes I look at Instagram and I'm really stressed because it has like posts, it has Reels, it has stories, it has IGTV. I'm like, I can't keep up with all of this. So my main thing that I stick to is Reels, because right now Instagram is trying to bury TikTok. They are just trying to get rid of TikTok as fast as they can. They don't want TikTok taking a piece of their pie, and they're trying to squash it. And it doesn't really seem like it's really working, but nonetheless, on the app, they are pushing Reels. They are basically saying, if you post a Reel, we're going to expose it to more people than ever. And so that means that if you post a Reel, it has a higher chance of a higher exposure. Like when Reels first came out, I think at the time I only had like 10 or 12,000 followers, and my Reels were getting 50, 60,000 views, which is insane. That's like 5 times my following at that time. And usually you're lucky to get like 5% of your following. So if I had 10,000, you'd be lucky to get, what is that, like 50, 500? I don't know. I can't do the math. My math is like, right. Okay. Anyways, 10% would be 1,000. So 5% would be 500. Okay. There we go. I'm back in it, guys. I'm back in it. It's hard when you're put on the spot like that. But anyways, it's not at that level anymore because it's not as new and the market's more saturated, but they're still heavily pushing Reels. I mean, if you post something on your actual page, like a normal post, it's not going to do anywhere near as well as a Reel would. So again, be consistent. Post Reels as much as you can, but whatever you choose, be consistent about whatever you choose and you are able to do. Like, know thyself. Don't overwhelm yourself. Maybe work yourself into it. That's what I did. I worked myself into it. I worked myself into doing it every day, and now I've worked myself into posting twice a day. So I've gotten a rhythm now, but I didn't just like overnight start doing that. So have some encouragement in that. The next thing is, which kind of leads right into it, is post more. Post more. The more things that you do on this app, on Instagram, the more exposure you're going to have. So the more stories that you post and the more posts that you have and the more Reels that you have, are just going to create you a bigger following on the app. I mean, it's not rocket science here, guys. Like, and you talk to any of these influencers and they're just like, I just post a lot. Now, some of them will say like, well, I'm posting naked photos of myself. And you're like, well, that makes sense why you have 80,000 followers, Lauren, but I shouldn't have said Lauren, because then everybody would have thought Lauren Spencer Smith. Lauren Spencer Smith is the most wholesome person on this planet. I just was thinking of a random name, and I feel like other Laurens are always showing their butt on the internet. But anyways, I know that's kind of hard for people that are shy or maybe feel insecure about social media. My family's on there. I don't want people to be annoyed by me, or I don't want to get hate on the internet because I don't feel, skinny enough, or I'm not confident about my body or my face or my looks or my style. I mean, the list goes on and on. But what I would like to encourage you to do is screw them. Do what you know you're supposed to do, which is build a social media following. Try to block out them haters. Like, even if they hate, who cares? They're boosting you in the algorithm. Like, and if you really can't handle it, post and don't look. Like, post and forget about it. Because those insecurities are preventing you from having success in your career, and that's not worth it in the long run, right? That's only hurting you just because Brian decided to wake up one morning and post something ugly on your page. You see what I'm saying? So again, at the end of the day, you can hate to the bank. Like, they can hate all they want, and you're going to be getting a check from it. So try to block them out as much as you can. Anything that you're insecure about, I would also suggest just own up to it. Like, the people that own their flaws on the internet, it takes the power away from the people trying to comment on it, right? Like, let's say, for instance, you have a big nose. Like, if you just in your bio on Instagram said Squidward's cousin, like, nobody can say anything to you about that, like, for real, they can't. You just took the power away from them, because now if somebody says, whoa, like, that girl's nose is taking up the whole screen, you're like, yeah, bro, I'm Jewish, like, I can't help it. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, like, that's literally what you have to be doing. And that also puts the power back in your hands and the confidence back in your hands. So again, screw them. Everybody has something to say on the internet, but screw them. Do what you're supposed to do, and release your art so that people who really want to enjoy it can enjoy it, because there's way more people that want to enjoy it than the people that want to say something ugly about it. And again, make some money. If somebody's going to hate on it, fine, but be like, cool, why don't you say a couple more comments in my on my post, because it'll boost me in the algorithm and I'm going to make more money off this post. So keep it all in perspective. Number 3 is be creative. Don't just stick to only music or only posting covers or only posting originals. Like, mix it up. And I would even suggest going outside of the music realm. Like, if you're a funny person, why don't you do some skits? Or maybe, you've been with your boyfriend for a while and you guys have a funny little interactive duo thing that you guys can do. Make your page not so broad that people forget that you're a musician, but like, do mostly music stuff and be creative with the music stuff. But also dabble in some of these other niches that can put you in other pockets that, again, build more of your following, and not just music, because music is a niche. You have to remember that. It's a small niche, and there's all these other ones like health and fitness and entertainment and all these things. But you want to kind of expand a little bit. And then also you want to be creative in the music ones. Like, people, you might have gotten popular off of singing in your car, but people want to see what you can do beyond that. And yes, the singing in the car ones probably will do well, but they want to see you collaborate with other people. Or what would your rendition be if you wrote your own verse on Ghost by Justin Bieber? Like, people entertain people. Like, whatever would entertain you is going to entertain your following. So try to be creative in how you come up with things. Like, even sometimes I'll take a day a week and I'll just think of creative videos that I find entertaining that other people, that I think my followers would find entertaining as well. But it takes thought behind it. It's not just like one day I wake up and I'm like, oh, this could be fun. And I mean, I sometimes do, but in general, when I'm really trying to do a bunch of videos at once, I sit down and think about all these different creative ones I can do. And then I do them that week. So just a little tidbit. The fourth thing is respond to comments. I can't stress this enough. Unless you're a person that just can't handle comments, like if you see one, hate one, and you're like, oh, that just ruined my whole day. I get it. We've all been there before. But when you post a video, try to respond to the comments within the first 30 minutes, then leave the video alone. Then if the video does well, go back to the video a week later, 2 weeks later, whatever, and re-respond to comments that you haven't responded to yet. The reason to do that is that will reboost you in the algorithm, because all those people will go back to those videos when they see your comment, right? They'll go back to the video, and then it makes the algorithm think that people are restarting to watch your video, and then they'll throw it back onto the Discover page again. So you want to respond to comments not only in the initial day, but you want to respond to comments 2 weeks later, because you're trying to boost your video back into the algorithm. All right? Like, I cannot tell you enough how many times a video did like pretty good for me. Like, let's say it just got like 50,000 views or something like that. And I'm like, oh, that did pretty good for like a first day or 2 week or 2 days in or whatever. And then 2 weeks will go by and I'm like, you know what? I should go back. I bet there's more comments, and I'll go back to that video and respond to people. Next thing I know, it'll have 100,000 views on the video. I mean, you can't argue with the algorithm. The algorithm just works. So definitely do that. And finally, and this is the one that annoys me the most and is the hardest for me, is be active on the app. Don't just like open the app only to post and then you never respond on other people's stuff. Again, as much as social media can sometimes be toxic, it is a community, and it's about building a community, not only amongst your followers, but between people that you follow and sharing people's content and all of that stuff. You need to be active on the app. One, just because you will recognize what trends are happening on the app. For instance, the reason why I gained like 20,000 followers in like 3 months was because I saw that Instagram was really pushing Reels. And the only reason why I saw it was really pushing Reels was because I was really active on the app, and I saw all my friends getting like hella views on Reels. And I was like, oh, they're getting hella views on Reels. I bet you I would too if I post my stuff. So, and I only would have recognized that if I was on the app actively. So, and that, again, like trends, recognizing trends is really important. Also, just like posting on stories and commenting on your friends' posts, like that, again, that's all building the community. So it's really important for you to be active on the app. Don't get toxic with it. I know, like, you know, naturally our brains get obsessed with validation and people sending us positive comments and all these things. So like maybe figure out a way of like, oh, I just need to be on here 30 minutes to make my presence known, and then that's all I can do for the day. And whatever, time it out, and that's fine. But however you need to do it, just be consistent about it, and you will build a killer following on Instagram. And again, you're building a killer following with Reels. I cannot stress Reels enough. Reels are the things that are getting the most views right now, and the algorithm is pushing it more than any other thing on the Instagram app. So have at it, do your thing. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week. Peace.